We are from the Group B2 of Postgraduate Institute of Management, Sri Jayewardenepura. Today, we have with us an extraordinary character, a business leader, Mr. Bandula Karunaratne. Thank you for inviting us for this interview. Let's start off by giving a brief introduction about you, your childhood and your family life.
Actually, I'm coming from average family of this country. I studied in Balakrishnan Central College in Dassanayake district, and I got through my scholarship exam, and I got best by schools in Colombo, including Dassanayake and Bandula Central College. But I decided to continue my study at Bandula Central College. Because at that time, that was the second best central school in Sri Lanka, with 10 students going to medical college and even sports. It's very good. So I decided to go there instead of coming to the fellow London. So yeah, I did my level in science.
Okay.
I mean, back in 1972, I'm referring to.
Okay.
And that's my childhood.
What kind of a personality were you back in the child days?
Actually, it's a good question. I was not normal from the bench.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I was a go-getter. I'm still a go-getter. I get what I want.
What was the support given by your parents from your early days, from your subordinates, your colleagues?
Actually speaking, I belong to 1950s. Okay. My parents belong to 1920s and 30s. And hardly they know about anything.
Yes.
So they know only bread and butter or rice and example, and they know what it is. They didn't know much about even education. So when I become first in the class, until even grade 10 or 9 or 10, so then it's nothing much. So you are first in the class. Even when you get through your scholarship, and it's nice, but it's nothing much as you're able to do.
Yes.
So Mr. Karunaratne, we would like to know, how did you enter this business field? What was your foundation?
Actually, that's a very good question. I like to pass this message to the young people, young generation in this country. Actually, in my younghood, I was working for a multinational company as a political research and development manager. Of course, I had all the comfort that I should have at that time, with the salary structure, and they are given me a vehicle, and I was running the canteen inside the factory. And I was okay. I was like third or fourth in that organization after the foreigners and everyone. And I was enjoying the good salary, and everything was okay by me. But I think this is a good message that I like to pass across to the younger generation in this country. I normally talk to myself. I have rarely seen how Sri Lankans talk to themselves. Of course, they talk to the whole world, but they never talk to themselves. I talk to myself. And I ask a couple of questions. I come to work every day. I come to work even in the rainy days. So I had to be there on time at 8 o'clock. Otherwise the foreigner will be not happy. So I asked him, why do I do this? And I had to do it every day. Then I have a debate in me. Then my insight says to me, hey man, you have a huge capacity. Come out of it. Don't be in this frame. You get a limited salary, you get limited everything. You can go unlimited, come out of it. And that is where the story begins.
Thank you. I think that's a very good lesson for all of us. So, Mr. Karunaratne, about ceramic. So it is kind of very unique part. How did you know this is your business opportunity? Like this is your path you should follow, ceramic. Nobody will know back in those days, right?
Yeah, but I would give you a different answer to this question. Don't mention ceramic. You put me even into a desert, I will try and do something out of that desert. So this is all about your willpower. I mean, there's nothing called you have to do ceramic, you have to do that, you don't have to do anything. I mean, as long as you have a good willpower, you will see lots of opportunities. These days when I go to Chathurangani and all the rural areas, I look at the very poor people living in very difficult life, and I was thinking, if I happen to be there, what did I do? I will buy all the fruits, all the vegetables in that area, and I will have a collection center, and I will let all the people from Kalambu to come and buy this. Even there I can be rich. Even there I can be rich. So, to become rich, you don't need to be particular in one subject, but you need to have only willpower. When you have the willpower, when you have a good eyesight, with a very neutral brain, you see all the opportunities everywhere.
What makes you to start from ceramic? How did you find that unique path?
That's a good question that you asked. If I want to answer you in this way, as there is a saying, there is a will, there is a way. Unfortunately, most of the Sri Lankan people don't have that much of a will, in my opinion, with all approaches. But I recommend our young generation should have a very good way. And when you have a way, you will find a way. So I was thinking of starting that same products that the company was doing, and they were exporting in a very big way to many countries around the world by multinationalists. Then I had a friend from Germany, his name is Jathukulan. He's a mine manager for one of the very big companies in Germany. So we two work together, because I used to work with many foreigners, because we do research and develop something. I'm the one who decides what we're going to sell in the next year and so forth. So all the foreigners come there, even the big names like Magic Silva, Mr. Whites, all the big people come and work with me. Then we trade together. Then I told him I want to start an export company. Then I said I like to start this same products, but then he said, Karu, at the moment, actually it's not ceramic where I start, it was terracotta. We call it red clay rather. Yeah? And then he told me there is a very big market for terracotta in the world at that time, and why not you start something with terracotta? I really don't have money, and I don't know how to do it. But then he sent me an order. He sent me an order of little terracotta balls, some red color, red clay, some balls with some ivy creepers. You paint it in a little bit of red color, green color, blue color, and you brush it a little bit of gold and things like this. I still remember it's not a very big order, like $7,000. And that is my first order. And probably I'm so lucky, I'm the only guy who had the export order in hand even before I launched a company. I didn't have a company. When I got the order, I quickly ran to the BOI and I formed a company, and I started buying from the people who manufacture these things in Sri Lanka, like in Karduvela, different places. You understand? So I was buying from outside people. I was doing the finishing part in my garage, in the backyard, in my Bandula house, and I did my first export, and I will never forget this. That was a very tough start.
With that, we would like to know what are the strategies that you use to cater the international market, and what are the ways and means that you use to enter into the international market.
Actually, all these things didn't happen overnight. So everything happens little by little. It's also a message to people. Don't draw the big picture. When you draw the big picture, you will always go backward. Make a small picture. Little by little you make it bigger. Little by little you make it bigger. You know, what happens to our people, they first make the big picture and they are studying how to go to the big picture. Never go to the big picture. All the big, even the Fortune companies, the Fortune companies in the world, they started from garage. One started from garage. And everyone, all the richest people in Sri Lanka, I can name all the top 10 people. They started from nothing. They started from scratch. They never had a big picture. But you guys studying in the universities and all that, you ask all these things, and finally everybody gets confused how to start something. It's talking about technology, talking about science, talking about IT, talking about NASA. This is nothing. Start selling puddle in the road. But you have to start from somewhere. When you start, you will be enriched with all the things behind you. So what I did, as I told you, I had only one customer from Germany. I still remember, we are 12 of sons. And we shipped like 120 container of terracotta per month. And there is no technology. I had to fire brick kiln, a small one. We built it ourselves. Fire brick kiln. And we produced some nice designs. But here I would like to tell you one thing, as I mentioned in the travel consulting program, you have to be very alert. Keep your finger behind your eye and be very alert what's going around the world. This is very important. What are the designs going around the world? What are the colors? What are the trends? I mean, you must be very updated with these things, you know. With all apparatus, you can't do like Harshani. All these years, from the time of my child, we had the same collection more or less, and still we have the same collection. I mean, we have to think a little bit global. Of course, you should work global, but you have to think global. And then, little by little, then we had another, I remember in 1994, Expo Sri Lanka, and I took part in that exhibition. And I still remember a customer came from Holland, KBBV, one of the very big companies. You know what this guy told me? Hey, Karu, it's a waste if you are not here. My journey to Sri Lanka is waste if you are not here. And I'm going to purchase $500,000 from you here. God, $500,000. What I can't understand is, you know what I did? After he went out, I immediately ran to the NDB bank. It was nearby in workplace. I said, I want to be my factory. I have a customer of $500,000. So this is my second customer. Then I started in 1992 until 1996. You know, it's like trial and error. This is also one thing for our people. I mean, you must buy time. Don't try to put all eggs in one basket. Take time. Put one at a time.
We found that you have very reliable workforce management here. So how do you manage your workforce as a business leader?
You don't need too many things. I don't believe in books. When you are honest, when you share and deny, everything will be good around. You need to be honest. First place, you must be very honest. And you must be sharing and you must be caring. You know, sometimes I go to the worker's soul and I think how we think in the salary day, in the bonus day. I go to him, I become like him and I think like him. How good, how happy you're going to be in salary day, how happy when you get the bonus, how happy you get a loan, how happy you have to get a car, to drive, and to have a house. I think like that. I have to go down to this. And he said the same thing. Bamara, Nessa, Madam Tanigano, they were getting Madam. Read that network. now my company, I come to work at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Some days I don't come to work. And I know they will do everything. Deliveries on time, shipment on time, shipment in full, 100% quality. Actually, our quality is next to religion. So good quality. We are very concerned. Otherwise, you cannot be in export market. We are exporting to 47 countries, especially the Japanese, the Scandinavian countries are very particular about the quality. Not even a single thing, not even a little crack, not even a little dirt, not even a dot. I mean, customers in America, it's like 12 hours different from ours. Take like 1 month to go a container to their country, a ship. But still, we are very concerned. And we are not only honest to our workers and employees, we are also honest to our customers. Customer in America, we are very honest. And we make a wish when it's close to your warehouse and to the shops, it should be sold like this. Some of my customers have said, especially I like to mention the customer, the flower boy from South Africa, he said, "Hello, your container is gone before I say hello to it." And it's sold out. So this is our wish. We don't produce and take money. We make very good quality, make sure that it's sold like this, it's close to a showroom. And then there. And we are, all our suppliers are happy. We pay bills on time. And we earn a name like master payments. We pay on time. We take care of our workers. We take care of our suppliers. We take care of our customers. We take care of our country. We take care of our resources, our environment. We are not money lookers. We are not looking for money. We are looking for success. Our money comes within itself because money has no place. Many people don't know this. If you go behind a dog will run faster than you. Money is also like that. If anyone runs behind the money, you will never get money, you go faster. So just go with your motive, go with your target. Money has no legs, it comes by itself. Behind, only behind.
That's really motivational, all of us. And so I would like to know how you believe creativity in your employees.
Actually, it's a very good question. I am very the best employees in the world. They're so creative, they're so good. I'm very careful not to educate them to do something. I know most of let me put this example we help your students. I heard a story of somebody like you came to the M.T.R company. Mr. M.T.R and asked, "Tell me the success, tell me the story, how you make it." He said, "I'm sorry, I'm not the best person to answer this question. Go to the lowest worker, ask him, he will tell you." So likewise, I know very unsuccessful companies are the one who has been made. This design must be like this. This design must be like this. Now I'm the businessman, I'm entrepreneur. I'm telling you the designer. It should be like this, it should be like this. He is confused. You can never make one. I never tell him what to do. I only give him the photo or idea and the measurements and he do it. This is also good. So when you are an architect, I don't have to tell you what to do, but of course I can inform you a little bit. I can brief you a little bit. But if I am going to do your job, neither to me nor you will do a good job. So this is also one of the best things I tell my people. I tell them, "Can you make this color?" "Yes, sir." "Oh, when you can't do it, let me know. I'll do it." I can't do it. I do nothing. But my little words, lots of encouragement. I need to do it, so I did that color. "Ah, good. And I will do it for you." I give only oxygen. I give only leadership. I'm not going to tell you details. This is also very important.
So it should not be a rosy picture. So as you said, you have faced a lot of challenges. what's the key strength that overcome those challenges for you?
Actually, people talk about stress, people talk about problems, people talk about lots of things. Do you know how this happens? When you try to hold in something. Now let me put it in a big example. Can you hold it with both hands, please? Can you hold this one also? Why holding that with both hands? It's not possible. This is stress. This is stress. This is problems. Now keep it on the ground. Now you can touch it. Touch this also. People want to talk also. Sorry for the words. There's nothing like that. You are holding in things. When you complain about it, let things to be as they are. I went to a funeral house recently where you get people. And he said, Mr. Karu, now it's unlike former days, we have no time to associate friends. I said, if I'm allowed to say something, may I say? Yes. I said, in Buddhism, the mind comes first, the mind comes foremost. And I know bigger entrepreneurs than me, I know the same level entrepreneurs like me, I know even the other level also. But everybody is equally busy. But I'm not busy. I'm playing badminton, I'm playing pool, I'm playing cards, I'm watching dramas, I'm doing cycling, I'm doing jogging, I'm doing swimming, and I'm taking care of my grandchildren. Who the hell in this world? And they're like, how? I said, I'm not holding to this. I let things to be as they are, and I just control it. I only watch it. I look at it. I follow it up. And now, for example, this company, we are manufacturing ceramic products. We export into 47 countries around the world. In a day, we manufacture like 4,000, 5,000 pieces, and they're very fragile. So if I'm a greedy person holding things, oh, my workers might break anything today. So before they come to work. Oh, they might idle, they might not really perform. I must go and watch whether they are really working. They forget first. Will they steal something from me? Oh my God. Then I have to come before they come. I have to go after they go. Then you call stress, then you say no time. But you think of the thing as they are. And you know, I don't know whether I'm supposed to tell this, and few people will understand. When you stop work or delay, there's another sensory things comes to you. You can sense the people, you can sense the situations, you can sense the movements. And you don't have to be here bodily. You will smell.
Mr. Karunaratne, you are one of a unique character. So, what we
Thank you.
Yes, so you are one of a good entrepreneur who had some new value to our export market. So, mainly our export market dominated by the apparel, then the agricultural segment like the coconut crop. But being a Srinaka, you was able to add more value to the ceramic industry. So, but as we all know, this COVID pandemic, it has on very bad way. So, how is it impact on your business and how you manage it?
Once again, that's a very good question. This pandemic actually became a blessing for us. I mean, we learn to make all bad periods to the good periods. We are very optimistic people. We always like to fight back. So, we were never afraid that we will get COVID. Thank God. My people are still working with all this COVID for around 9 months. Thank God. But we educate people, and people also know how to be very safeguard themselves. grown, and it is present government, if I'm allowed to mention, the decision made by the President, curtailing the restriction on imports. Restriction on imports really became a good luck for us because we manufacture auto sanitary auto. We cater like 15 to 20% of the Sri Lankan market. But with our new expansion, we'll be able to make it like 25%. By next year, we are trying to make it like 50% of the Sri Lankan market. So this is a very good thing because our dollars doesn't go to China or India, because our dollars stay in our country. We manufacture the products that we want in our country, and our quality is very best. Not inferior quality like what you get from the other countries. We give 25-year warranty, and people like to really buy it from the Sri Lankan source because if one piece is broken, they can replace it. And this is very good. Also, we are very blessed. I don't know why. My biggest customer is from Sweden. They buy like $1 million a year. So their country is not disturbed with drone. They never had lockdowns or anything. The country is open and running, and they are really doing very good business. And also for us, it's okay. The Denmark is okay. The Netherlands is okay. Like Turkey is okay. I don't know. But we still have our export orders, and we keep producing and we keep exporting. And for us, I think we're doing better. For us, it's an opportunity or a blessing.
So, as exporter, what kind of support that you are looking from our government?
Actually, we don't expect any support from any governments, but we want the governments to have straight policies, very clean policies. So, unfortunately, our country doesn't have policies. For example, now we manufacture auto in our factory, but many people, they import it a very inferior quality to Sri Lanka, and they undervalue, they under quantity, they underweight, they do everything. And normally we spend like 20,000 rupees, our cost to produce that, they import it for like 14,000 rupees. So how can we compete with them? How can we compete with them? Because the government should have a very clean policy. Very clean policy. Even in commercially, we don't have good policies. Even industrial wise, we don't have good policies. For example, in the whole world, we have the very best raw materials. Think of feldspar, think of quartz, think of silica sand, what we use, think of kaolin, think of gold clay. We are very good. In my neighborhood, we have lots of gold clay. We have lots of kaolin. Acres of lands. Happen since we don't have a good policy. Some politicians allow somebody to build a house there, and they say this is a residential area, don't take this raw material. So we don't have a policy. But if you go to India, if you go to China, they have earmarked this area for the industry, for that particular industry. So we don't have things like that. Now we have lots of raw material resources which is enough for 40 years. Is what the SMB has recognized. But we cannot take it. Because only one house in 10-acre land, you cannot take the kaolin, you cannot take the ball play, because some people, I don't want to mention that. So we need to have policies. And even in commercial policies also we need sometimes our banks, we charge high interest rates. So the exporters cannot compete the international market, but there is no policy. So we don't want help. We want to streamline the policies. We need to have a policy. We don't need any help. We don't need money. We don't need anything. Let's create the ambience in such a way where we can compete with other countries. You don't want anything more, anything less. Then that's it.
So, Mr. Karunaratne, your journey is quite interesting, right? So, in this 29 years of your business life, so what is the biggest challenge that you have faced and how do you overcome that?
Yeah, that's a good question once again. I remember in 1999, our company was still young, 7 years old company, was not so strong. At that time there was a, how do I say this, a kind of a mania-like thing where some kind of organization, they were shutting down lots of companies like Coca-Cola, Bata, M.D.R, all companies, and my company became the 72nd company to be closed down. But at that time, I was really energetic. I really wanted to recruit 50,000 people in this country and to make use of all the waste, like paddy, like tool, like banana, like pineapple, all the waste. I brought a guy from Germany who is really expert in this kind of stuff. So we were producing things like this. We were also exporting to America and many other countries also. We brought lots of money with that. So that time I was very energetic and very enthusiastic. I wanted to go on a long journey. At the very time only this happened. Then somebody told me, if you have workers more than 200, you expect the troubles. So then I decided not to give employment to 50,000 people. I have a very small stomach, so I don't need too much of food. So if poor people don't want it, for me also I don't want it. So that was the very biggest challenge that I got. Then I had to close down that company. But I was very lucky to buy this land and put up all these buildings. That was the very big challenge I got in 1999.
If we summarize our discussion, what are the key qualities that an entrepreneur should have?
I would say they should have a goal. If they don't have one, they have to find one. You know what I would say, most of our people, they used to see the elephants, but I used to see the elephant's eye. If people get used to see the elephant eye, they become entrepreneurs. And I'm not used to see the television, but I used to see the remote control. So, look for every little details. Because big picture will not give you anything. Big picture you can be happy, it's nice, you forget it. Look at little things. Like I told you, in the funeral house, I said, there's nothing to do in the funeral house. But that little thing took me a long way. And you know what I did? I bought the president's home. My eldest daughter is a doctor. She married to the second citizen of this country, his son, R.A.D. Dulanjaya, the late Prime Minister. So President Mahinda Rajapaksa was the signature, and the Chief Justice Bandaranaike also was the signature. So my little thought at that time wanted to bring the president to my funeral house or my wedding. Promote him to my wedding. I'm sure he will come to my funeral house also, whoever the president on that particular day. So anything is possible. So I wanted to become an exporter because the president came to this funeral house. And I brought the second citizen of this country to my home. So what is impossible, tell me? I did everything within 4 years. Anything is possible. Please give this clear message to our younger people, never to be backward. I know most of the people, when they come for the interview, they even don't know how to sit in the chair. They never sit like this with the back. They sit like this, they sit like this, they sit like this. These things must be trained from somewhere. I feel so sad about it. Sometimes I used to go to school, then I go to give lectures. Sri Lankan schools, international schools, sometimes I go to the temples and meditation centers, do lectures. We have to educate our people. Our people are wonderful. Nothing wrong with our people. And there is an argument, since the people are not disciplined, and they went on this argument, and the outcome, when they go to the airport, the immigration, they stay behind the yellow line. So we are disciplined. It's not true if somebody says they are not disciplined. But we have to make system where people will follow that.
So thank you very much, Mr. Karunarathe, for your valuable time. So as a group B2, we all congratulate for your business. And it's quite interesting to hear about your story, how you start your business and how you improve it up to this stage. Now it's, as you said, now it's around 1.5 million company, right? So as a Sri Lanka, so country needs more entrepreneurs like you in this stage. Now as a policy, we are limiting all the imports and we are trying to develop all the things in-house. So I think people like you can add more value to our country. So sir, it's again, it's a great help for us, and thank you very much for this given opportunity.
It's my pleasure to have you here today. If anything is spoken here which is valuable for younger generation, if somebody wants to become entrepreneurs, I would be very happy. Thank you.